Iowa Department of Transportation is preparing for a rockfall mitigation project. Our Haley Lanham has more on what the project entails.
The Ohio Department of Transportation is working on blasting the hillside between Macksburg and Dexter City on I-77 due to the amount of rockfall in the area. Essentially, over the years, the rocks have weathered and they have begun falling on the shoulder of the road. Thankfully, none in the driving lanes yet.
The blasting is essentially going to get rid of that layer because we have seen some rock coming down into the ditch and on the shoulder of I-77.
This project will take place on the north and southbound sides and could extend for a month. And as a result, traffic will be shut down for up to 15 minutes at a time going both directions with the blasting taking place.
We anticipate that starting the week of December 2nd. It could extend for a month, and as part of that, we will be stopping traffic both directions on Interstate 77 intermittently for up to 15 minutes at a time while that rock blasting is taking place.
ODOT will be starting the northbound side, which could take up to a month starting the week of December 2nd, 2024. Blasting on the southbound side is estimated to begin during the middle of next year. The estimated project time is a year long, ending in December of 2025. The best advice from ODOT is to prepare for potential delays. In Washington County, I'm Haley Lanham reporting for WTAP News.